In my elementary school in China, after every exam, the teachers would give back a report card with not only my mark, but also the class average. This report card had to be taken back home by me and signed by my parents to bring back to school the second day. Whenever I brought my report card back home, my parents were always like, "Hey, Chris, why aren't you up to the class average? Why aren't you as good as like Jaden or Emily?" Right? The more that they said that, the more I became jealous of Jaden or Emily. And soon I found myself depressed because I didn't think I was as successful or as smart as other people, or Jaden or Emily. So I thought I wouldn't have a bright future. Last year I took chemistry, and after every chemistry exam, I would walk around and ask people for their scores. And when realizing that I didn't do as well as they did, I thought I was dumb. I thought I was bad at chemistry, and decided to drop the course afterwards. However, I thought about it, and I wondered, why is it fair for myself, for me, to compare to other people? Why do I have to be as good as they are? And the conclusion I have come to, I don't have to. Comparison happens all the time. At school, students compare their scores. At workplaces, they compare their salaries. And even on the road, they compare their speeds. Researchers have found that comparison can bring envy, can lower people's self-confidence, brings depression, and deprives us of our ability to trust. Leon Festinger's social comparison theory states that there are two types of comparisons. There's upward comparison, which is when you compare yourself to people who are better than you, and downward comparison, which is when you compare to people who are worse than you. Humans need to compare when they are uncertain about something, and they do so with the people to whom they are most similar. Upward comparison can motivate people and provide them with information on how to better themselves, while downward comparison can make them feel better by giving them a self-esteem boost. People compare, as I said, to other people when they lack of something or the other. People want to be approved by others. But when you want to be approved by others, you are letting others control how you feel. It's like being someone else's puppet. They control all your movements and thoughts. Both types of comparisons come at different prices. Upward comparison can threaten one's positive self-view, which could cause people to react defensively instead of being motivated. And downward comparison can lead to active downward comparison, which is causing harm to other people to make them worse than you are. In other words, bullying. In an experiment done by the American Psychology Association, 94 college students were put into two groups. To one group, they said they were attractive, and to the other, they said they weren't attractive. When the students were asked to rate other college students, the group to which the people said they were attractive rated other students as not only more intelligent, but also more kind and attractive, while the other group said other people were not as attractive, kind, or attractive. Being insulted makes people more likely to demean others and can lead to bullying and ego threats. Furthermore, when we compare, we are using inaccurate information. Steve Furtick, the lead pastor of Elevation Church, says, "The reason we struggle with insecurities nowadays is because we compare our behind the scenes with other people's highlight reel." So when my friend posted a picture of his winning medal of a 10-kilometer race on Facebook, I was jealous because I couldn't run as fast as he could. Little did I know, he woke up every day for half a year at 5 o'clock in the morning to do a 10K practice. Is comparison really fair when you don't know all the information? If you focus on finding someone better, you will always find not just one person, but likely a lot of people who are better than you. And it can give your self-esteem a boost. So what should we do? Well, first, we must recognize what we have and give thanks to everything. We must think about how hard we worked to get the things we wanted. There's always more out there, but we can never really get more until we start appreciating what we have right now. When we appreciate ourselves and practice gratitude, we feel less stressed and we are more in control of ourselves. This results in higher self-esteem and coping better when things get tough. So some things you can start doing is when you get off the bus, you can thank the bus driver for giving you a ride. Greet your teacher, say hi to them before the bell rings, or tell your friends you're lucky to have them, high-five your competition after every competition. Be grateful to the people who are out there, who are helping you create yourself. And in turn, help them whenever you can. When you get your paycheck, buy your friend a drink, just because they're your friend. Or give your physics teacher or chemistry teacher a Christmas card. Thank everyone who's around you. What's up? Then, we must realize that comparing is never fair. Comparing your life to someone else's is literally comparing apples to oranges. I remember a quote from To Kill a Mockingbird, whose author, Harper Lee, has unfortunately passed away this morning. The quote says, "You never really understand a person until you climb into their skin and walk around in it." Why should we walk in someone else's skin when ours fit ourselves perfectly? There are 7 billion people out there in the world, 7 billion standards, but only one is the standard to which you should compare. If you're still not happy though, change it. Change yourself. Change whatever you're not happy with. Instead of envying the person who's really good at public speaking and debating, right, join a public speech club or a debate club. Just thinking about how much worse you are than someone is not going to get you anywhere. On the other hand, just like how we don't like people looking down on us, it's equally as frustrating for others. So instead of making fun of someone who can't write an essay well, go up to them and talk to them, ask them what their thought processes are, and help them. Only through interest and commitment can indifference be conquered. However, if you still want to compare after all this, compare to yourself. The only person in the world who knows what you have gone through is you. As long as we are positive, we are improving, and so we are advancing. I was the kid who sat in the back of the room, who never wanted to talk to anyone, who was scared of starting new conversations. Yet I was jealous of people who could do all that. I had something called a fixed mindset, which was, since I thought I wasn't as good as other people, I decided not to do anything. It's not going to be worth it. Soon, though, I realized the harm of comparison and started developing what's called a growth mindset, being able to use others' strength to fuel myself. There were so many nights when I wondered if I should push myself out of my comfort zone or stay within it with my blanket. And what I've done was I pushed myself out of my comfort zone and started to talk to more people, do more things, do volunteer activities, and join school clubs and start some school clubs as well. When I compare myself now to myself a year ago, I am proud to say that I have become more like the person I wanted to become. I would like to conclude with a quote I found. Blowing out another person's candle will not make yours shine brighter. Comparing is ineffective. Develop a growth mindset. Use others' success as a way for you to try harder, work harder instead of being jealous or envying. Train your brain to redirect your energy from envying to doing the thing you want to do better. Focus more on bettering yourself instead of making your competition worse. And if you do so, you can go to sleep knowing that you're on the right path. Thank you very much.